I'm just blown away by how long that we've now been working on this and where it's at and where it's going to be. And we're really excited for the album to come out and for people to hear it. But we actually recently also got to play at a church for the first time.
Yeah, so...
Which was awesome. Play one of our songs in a church service with the entire band. You Take Us As We Are. That was really cool.
That was really fun, yeah. We actually... that was really good. So we went down to Austin Cove Community Church. Great church. James Middleton, the pastor there, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Just so friendly, so inviting.
Yeah.
Great preacher too.
Yeah.
Just you leave, for me, when I like after hearing his sermon, I just felt like I was more prepared. I was prepared for this daily spiritual battles of the week. I remember he was talking about retirement and stuff and rest and whatever. And we have a song called "Rest in Me."
We played 2 songs. That's right.
We did. That's right. We
played
played "Rest in Me" as well. And that was just really fit well with his messages as well. But it not only was it interesting, but it put in perspective the idea of work and what that meant, which was really helpful. We're not going to go over the entire sermon, but it was really helpful for my understanding in terms of how we approach Made Creative as well. Like Made Creative is a work that we do almost every day after doing our jobs, I guess. So it was really good, and awesome, just awesome to play with everyone. We also sort of jammed stronger with him
afterwards.
Well. So that was pretty fun as well. But really really awesome church. If you're living in anywhere near Austin Cove, I encourage you to go check them out. Go head on down for a Sunday service. They're a great bunch of people. Really awesome.
Yeah, they're lovely.
And we also actually had someone play one of our songs at their PM service as well.
What?
So we had "Rest in Me." So someone else.
Oh, at Rivo, not there. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
"Rest in Me" for some reason, and maybe it's just because it's easiest.
Yeah,
but it's the song that has been played the most in churches.
Yeah. I think it is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good to see everyone being I like this song. It really works with our sermon.
Yeah.
Usually that's the case. I find it's usually someone's talking about rest or something, or people are talking about the different parts of yourself, and the soul, strength, mind, and spirit, and so they kind of use that. They use that framework to base a sermon on, and then they play the song afterwards, and it just fits in really well. And I think because of that, it's a pretty important topic. I think something I'm definitely guilty of is the ministry burnout, where you keep going and going and going and going and going and going, and eventually you just crash and burn because you're just so exhausted or something else because you've committed too much stuff. And I think rest is often something people feel guilty of. People, I sort of was talking about earlier, I feel dumb if I'm not doing anything, but really you do need a rest. You do need to slow down sometimes and just have a break. And it's not because you're lazy or something. It's because you need that to recuperate to be able to keep going.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's been cool though to see people take up that song and use it. Obviously, it was a fun song to write. So
yeah, it was. That was chill. It was on this very stage actually.
It was
that we wrote it.
That we lay down for an hour and chill.
We just lay down for it because we were like, we want to write a song about rest, so let's get into the zone. And what better way to do that than just lay down and chill out for an hour? So we literally just lay down for about an hour. I was just strumming. I was strumming D, and that's it. We just chilled.
Yep. Let's talk about something that. Sometimes I feel like we maybe not take for granted, but we're so secure in it that we don't talk about it as much as we should. But it's just been where do you feel like God's been working just through this whole process for you and for Made Creative and everything? Because I'm sure me and Connor can talk for days about that really. But where have you guys kind of seen God working within this whole thing? Because he definitely has. Maybe Ruben first, and then Joel.
I'm gonna do a cheeky pitch in first. We can't do sound. We're terrible at sound. So we really appreciate the help of Joel. And today we were going to do it without Joel, but then last minute due to the weather, he didn't have to go to his job anymore, and he came in. And for me, I'm like, that's God. Like, like that's God. Like God knows that we are a team. We all work together, and we can't. We are. We're all part of the body, and we have different, but we're all different parts of one body. And in that sense, together we work together, and we produce, make creative, and that's what comes from that. So that's just a one thing that happened today that I was already thinking about.
And if Joel didn't come today, we'd have to call the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I have to run it through GarageBand like I used to, and just compress it and go, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Ruben?
Auto setting, that looks good.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think God's really just been helping me see gratitude and being able to be grateful for like so many different opportunities that He's actually given us. Like, He's given us our sound guy today, but He's also, like we've had the opportunity of being able to record for free at TAFE. That was awesome.
Man, dude.
He's given us all these skills and talents that we're actually now putting to use. Like for the longest time, I've been like, I've got this music skills, I've been given these by God, but I've got nowhere to put it. And for this last year, I've had somewhere to put it, and I'm really grateful for that. It's an opportunity that's been given to me to use what I've been given. So I've been given something to give something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is weird because that's what makes you grateful is giving, which is that whole like. I guess it's kind of rewarding, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding for like not only yourself, but for everyone else. Because obviously, it's been really good to have you on board. It's been really helpful as well. I still remember when we asked Ruben, we're like, "Hey, Ruben, do you want to be a part of Make Creative?" And he was like, "Yeah." And we just sat in the car. And listened to all the songs.
Yeah. All the scratch tracks. All the terrible scratch tracks.
And I was just sitting there like hardcore thinking like
tapping on your phone to the beat like
you were tapping and like
that could be put here. I've got an idea for something here. Maybe if there was like a motif here or something. Or like
I think it's fun. You know what I find really funny. I think you're the most excited about Our King. At the time, and now that song is rocking.
So much fun.
So much fun to play. It's like so.
I just say the acoustic track does not
do it justice.
Oh man,
it's just you can't. It's really hard to make a really.
I think faster songs you can never do them justice on just acoustic.
I mean, we had to slow Our King down the acoustic version because the faster version just didn't. It felt like it was trying to be something that it wasn't. So, and for perspective, when we go to like band practice. And we're like looking for a song to warm up to.
That's our warm-up
That's our warm-up song.
That's our
warm-up song when we go to churches and play.
And usually it's just me. I lean into the microphone. I'm like, Our King?
Or it's me jumping with my bass going, can we play Our King? Can we play Our King?
And we all just sit up like, we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do this. Like, trying to get serious.
We hear those 4 sticks hit together from Luke. He's just like,
oh man, so good.
And it's just, we're in. Like, it's so good.
Me and Ruben have a competition in the bridge about how high on the fretboard we can both get. It's just good fun.
I'm reaching all the way to like 14th fret.
Yeah. I'm hitting the B as high as possible.
Whenever I also go to mix, I always just, because that one, I love that song as well. And I've already done a lot of work on that song and it's pretty close to done.
Sounding awesome.
And every time I go to mix one of the other tracks, I'll actually play that song just to get my head in the zone. I'll play it and I'll just be like, oh, that's fantastic. It sounds great. It's beautiful. I'm done.
Yeah. Joel, getting back on track. Joel, what do you feel like God's been doing in this process?
I feel like He's been providing for me as well. You both talk about how you are so grateful for me, and I really feel honoured to be part of this. But like a lot of what I do is also wouldn't be possible without other people. Like a lot of the equipment, the physical equipment we use doesn't belong to me.
Yeah.
Like the microphones we're using, they belong to the church. The microphone stands belong to the church. The recorder that we use for most of our videos doesn't belong to me.
Yeah.
I pretty much own a
Cole's,
lot of the
right?
microphones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that we also use for recording songs.
Yeah,
don't
Cole's
belong
a
to me.
hero in my
Like
books.
Colin Black owns so much equipment,
yeah.
and not just like, oh yeah, I got a couple of this stuff. He's got some really nice
Like,
microphones.
he's not a like. Just to put in perspective, he's not a professional sound guy or anything.
He just loves it.
He just
Oh,
loves it.
he's almost he's like
He is. I mean,
could be.
he is. But he's like,
It's
he
not
doesn't
his
do that for his
profession.
profession. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he is like mine. I remember like when we were doing one of the first podcasts we were doing, and we needed to get a desk so we could actually record stuff with.
Yeah.
We went to Cole's place, and and we didn't have the power thing for the desks that we were going to use, so he just made one. He made a power adapter that would
I
plug
did
into
not
our
even
thing.
know that.
Yeah, plug into the desk there. He had all the stuff ready to go. He soldered it together and made it work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just crazy that he's like, he's absolutely set up and he could do it. And he has enough equipment that he could run events and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just something he's passionate about.
Yeah.
I think we all stand on the shoulders of the people that came before us and helped us along the way. And obviously for you, like Cole is one of those people that you stand on the shoulders of what
Cole Black is just
he taught you and developed in you and all that sort of stuff.
He's
So-
also just so smart.
yeah.
He's so smart.
100%. 100%. He helped us with doing the carols.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
Yeah, and by the way, that was like somewhat of a last minute. The staging,
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
he's just like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah,
I'd been busy in here because I was running sound for the main service and the main carol service. And I walk outside because like we kind of had a bit of a break and Connor had just arrived, and I'm like, apparently you're here. He's like, we have those stage decks, right? Can we set that up? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. Went and grabbed them, and then like it took a bit longer than I expected. I'm like, I'm sorry, I need to get back to like the main carol service, and then Cole had also arrived, and I was just like, Cole, are you able to do this?
Yeah, and he was just like, oh yeah. In fact, I think he'd already started.
Yeah.
He'd already kind of started before you asked him, but you just were just making sure that he
I
was
was just
willing to
making
help
sure
finish.
he- yeah.
And he just did it.
It did all the sound stuff for him. And I'm like, yeah, I could. My original plan with it was like, oh yeah, I could quickly set that up
Yeah.
for you and then get back to where
Yeah.
I also need to be. And yeah,
Basically,
he is an amazing person,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't be where I am without him.
yeah. Basically, Cole's the best, and also God has been consistently working and doing crazy things as part of this.
And like Cole is one of
throughout
those
the
provisions
whole-
right
yeah.
there. Like he is one of those provisions that we've been able to borrow equipment from, get advice from,
Yeah.
get physical help of actually being there and physically being like, I'm going to plug this cable in for you. I'm going to set the mic up for you. I'm going to like do the sound checks for you. Like he's been involved through all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Throughout this whole thing, God has done crazy awesome things from
And-
Joel and recording to just us being in the car,
Yeah.
starting to write songs together,
Yeah.
to Ruben being super excited, Joel being super excited
And
to
like
join.
all that spiritual wind. I like this analogy. Sam said it like a year and a half ago, and I every now and again use it. These like all these spiritual winds. It's in our sails. I feel,
Yeah.
and we're just going, and like God is like taking us to where He wants us to be.
Yeah, I think history equals faith a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So the more you can see God working, the
Yeah.
more you're faithful. Like the more your faith grows in Him.
Yeah.
So like along the way, God has put someone that's been in our band at each point that we've exactly
needed them. That's right.
We needed a new sound person. Joel came in. We needed somewhere to record. Joel was like, "Hey, I can actually do this for free."
Yeah.
All that stuff has kind of been building and building to now we are less stressed when we're like, we need to do this or we need
We need
this.
to do something. We're not like, oh no, we need to panic and we need to find someone or we need to do this and whatever. We're just like, God will provide.
Connor is far less stressed than me. I still get a little stressed.
Yeah, I
because
don't get
I'm a
stressed at
stressy person, but he'll just be like, God's got it. It'll be fine. It's
Yeah. and it's because it's as simple as, how people always, like quite often people are the kind of person that's like, oh, if he's Jesus, let him save himself and come down from the cross. The whole like they need evidence that he's done something for them to like have a faith or believe in whatever. But they only ever they're so focused on what's happening in their life at this very moment that they don't go look back and be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
So
everywhere.
much has actually happened, and you
been
can see
everywhere.
the influence. There's a song at the moment. They play on 98.5, which is a Christian radio station from where we live, and Sunshine FM. And they've got a song playing at the moment called Miracles, and one of the lines in it is something along the lines of you can't just say that it's all just good timing. It's a miracle, and it's such a good line for me. I was listening to it in the car on the way here, and I was like, that is absolutely it. There's no way you can be like, oh yeah, sure, it's just all a bunch of coincidence and a whole bunch of good timings, and you were just lucky. It's impossible to suggest that, because it's so easy just to palm that off, and not give the genuine response, which is that God's clearly put his hand in the guidance of where we're going and what we're doing, which really gives the May Creative ship wind. That lets us go on this journey and sail together. And we've all got our different roles. And whether it's fixing up holes under deck or shooting the cannons or
I've been playing
helm.
a lot of Sea of Thieves lately. That's what that is. We get what you mean.
Yeah. So
let's talk about what's coming up, because the truth is that in a couple of months the album will be out.
yeah.
And part of that is we're preparing to do an album launch as well. And we're planning to film it and have it filmed and on the YouTube channel, and it's going to be the first time that a lot of people hear the whole band and all that sort of stuff. How are we feeling? How are we feeling?
I feel good.
Joel's like, I know where the album's coming from, so
I feel good. I mean, I'm always telling Joel, I was like, Joel, if you just need someone there to just to be like, bring that silly fun vibe back into it, where we're mucking around, but we're also getting stuff done. To invite me around, but he's focused, so he's doing it. He's grinding along.
yeah.
Because it's sort of at the moment there's a lot of just little editings and cutting and trimming
really
and
tedious bits
at the moment. So having Sam and I there the whole time isn't super helpful. But if they just need someone just to be there, then I'm happy to do that. But he hasn't asked yet, so he's been chill about that. But I'm looking forward to getting into the more mixing and mastering stuff, which we're partway through, I guess.
Yeah, done some stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Everyone else is going to get to hear the songs fresh, and it's stuff I've been hearing them for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
a lot of people.
I'm ready to move. I'm ready to move on in some ways. You're like, oh, I've heard this song. I've listened to these songs at least once every 3 days, all of them for 2 years.
Yeah. And there's been some songs whenever we'd write a song, so Sam and I would get together, we'd write the song, then we'd do a scratch track and record it, so we had a copy of the song. And I would go to work the next day and I would play it on repeat all day, the same song.
Which I would
on
do
repeat.
as well,
Yeah, on repeat all day. Not only for like self-criticism, just to be like, oh, that could be better, this could be better, there's a mistake there, or maybe we could do something different here. But also, I flipping love them. I mean, it's weird because as someone who writes music, you're not allowed to appreciate your own music. That's the unwritten rule. Is for example, if someone was to catch me listening to myself, they'd be like, you listen to your own music. But I love it. It for me, I think the reason why is because it's also worship music. So it's something that I'm already super passionate about, but now I get to sing along with something that I've written that's still also worship.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to the album being out. I'm more looking forward to the album launch because it's basically just a huge party celebration where we get to play all the songs live and have fun with them and show everyone and be like, yeah, we did this thing, and it's going to be like a worship night, so people get to worship along with them and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, and the lyrics are all the same for the songs. So,
lyrics are fun.
If you are planning to make it, you should go and watch all the videos a couple of times, learn all the words. So when you come, you're like, you're ready. You're perfect.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Everyone's like looking at you like, wow, you know all the words. It's crazy.
I'm gonna pull double duty that night and play bass and then also preach.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna be
right. Yeah, yeah,
You know, just the easy stuff.
yeah. Just the easy
Yeah,
stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, album launch. Very excited for that for sure.
Yeah.
I jumped in on that question. I can't even remember what it was.
Well, I can't remember either.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. How you guys feeling about the album launch and album coming
That's it.
out?
Yeah.
Ruben.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm nervous, that's for sure. I'm not so worried about like how it's gonna sound, but I'm more worried about like how it's gonna how people are gonna react to it. That's the one thing that makes me nervous. But I think people are gonna love it. I love it, that's for sure. I'm definitely on the same boat as Connor's. It's such exciting music. It's so awesome. It is, yeah, I could agree. It is like a bit of an unwritten rule that you cannot really enjoy your own music, but I say stuff it.
Yeah, I'm literally just saying that's the same. I'm like, stop it. If someone comes in the room, they're like, oh, what's this? And I have to, I'll be like, it's me. It's me.
It's me.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear the songs with the choir in as well because we've got "Rest of Me
Yeah.
Back," which has a choir in it,
Which
sounds awesome. But
Insane.
like,
Awesome.
we were talking to one of the choir people, and he's like, "I'm so excited for this song where there's like harmonies involved as well, and like to hear what that sounds like." So I'm super keen to kind of hear what that sounds like, which obviously is on Joel and hear what he's doing. But
It's so funny as well. Like Sam and I are so brutal on Joel sometimes. We're like, Joel, we want that bounce because we really want to hear the songs. But
Yeah.
Joel's been like editing it with it, but he hasn't uploaded the newer version of it. So we're like, Joel, send a bounce through.
I will like put something in time. Like I'll move the entire drum tracker, like the drums around a bit, and I could just bounce it off with the whole band and then send it to them. But then like if they were to listen to it, it would be like the drums are doing one thing, but the rest of the band are doing something completely different. It would just sound really weird.
Really off,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I've listened to it many times like that, and I'm just like, yeah, let's
Let's
not
just wait for it to be finished.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And it is a tedious thing that it's is making sure everything is perfectly in time. Because in the end of the day, like we always shoot to get it as perfect as possible in the studio, but like slight imperfections we can then fix in post.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And we're gonna wait for that. All good
It's
things come to
just
those who
too
wait,
late.
guys. All good things.
It is tedious.
Yeah, it's tedious. I don't like. Obviously, we're ages away from recording another album. That's obviously not. That's not within the next like 6 months to a year for sure. But I think I've said to Connor for the last couple of months, man, I'm just looking forward to being back to writing and working on songs. Like we've written a couple of songs.
We have written 4.
3 and 1 that we have to work on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so nearly another 4 songs. But all of those are really good.
Oh man,
they're all really good.
hey, I'm going to say something. There's an Easter egg in one of our videos of one
yeah.
of the songs we've written that's
Yeah.
just in there.
Yeah.
If you want to like,
that's right. There's a
find
cheeky
it out.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
And it's my second favorite song
Is it actually?
of the ones we've written. Yeah.
Oh really?
Which is ironic. No. Out of the new ones.
Oh, out of the new ones. Yeah.
Which is ironic because
Yeah, because your first favorite is probably also my first favorite.
and also my third favorite is the one that I took the lead on writing.
But like honestly,
But it needs a little bit more work. That's why.
Yeah, if we're going back to quickly, like God working through us. Like I've had like a couple of like experiences where I've felt that God is woken me up in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and has been like, get your guitar and play some music.
Yeah.
And I've got up, and that's where one of the songs, well, 2 of us. That's where "You Take Us As We Are" came from.
Yeah.
And it's where one of our newer songs has come out.
Which we're not going to say
Well.
what it is.
Yeah, we're not going to say what it is yet. We don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about. I'm sure we can talk about it some other time.
But I'm looking forward to like bringing it to the band as well, and obviously doing them with Joel and
Yeah.
just having that like new excitement again. I think like when I hear other creatives talk about their projects, I totally get it. Where they're like, "Oh, I've been working on this thing for like 2 years. It's finally out. Now I get to have the fun of like creating something new again."
that's
Because
right, yeah.
for like 2 years, I've been doing the same thing over and over again
Actually,
to get
it's
it
been
perfect.
2 years. It's actually crazy.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
it's like, yeah. I mean, for some of the music, I mean, I've been working on way longer than that.
for sure. Yeah,
So, Heavenly Love, the music for Heavenly Love was, I don't even know how old that is. It's like 9+ years or something like that. Where that's like when I first started playing it was like, some ridiculous time ago, and then it's just been not on a back burner, but it's been one of those for that one especially. It was one of those songs where I was just like the words never fit the music, so I would always come up with like lyrics for it, and I'm like, I mean, there's kind of a chorus there and whatever, but it's not like the lyrics. It's just not quite right. And when we got to Heavenly Love, it just clicked. It just absolutely clicked, and I was like, this is what this song was for. And this is once again going back to those. The history is what brings you faith. Is looking back, I was like, wow, God gave this to me 9 years ago. He had a plan then
For this now. Yeah.
Like, it's not always just like, a few months or even a year or 2 years. It can be ages before. I mean, if you think about anyone who, when did you pick up a guitar, Ruben, for the first time?
For like years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Or or anything. Like, so a fun fact about Ruben, he also plays drums, and he's influenced a lot of the drum tracks as well.
Every late snare you hear.
Yeah, every late snare is because of Ruben.
You're a drummer and you ever get annoyed because for some reason there's always these snares that are not quite on the right time. They're like slightly later. It's him. It's him.
Yeah. So, but it's all these.
You're to blame.
It's one of those things where that all of this influence, it was created for a purpose when before it began. And that to me is very, very like reassuring. Like it's like so like you can, as I say, you can see the spiritual winds now, because of where you've been and come to at the time and in the moment. You can't see it, wind, but you see that you've travelled and you see you've been pushed and you understand that there's something that's pushed you there. Sometimes, it's not obvious or you can't see it, but you can see the movement, and that's where the change is.
Yeah. I'm also just looking forward to like going into churches and just like giving them a week off or something if they want, and or if they want some sort of like songwriting thing, or like if Joel can come in and do sound for a week to give the sound guys a break, and he can come with us for once and be a part of it. Like that sort of stuff I'm really looking forward to now as well. As, we've done Austin Cove, but there's another one in May that we're probably going to do a different church where I'm also going to preach, but like doing that a bit more and getting the chance to do that, I'm really looking forward to as well. Just like introducing our songs to more people.
Yeah. I mean, what else was it? It's one thing I've said to Sam when I think it was even when we were writing the songs. He's like, one of the things I dream of and I cannot wait for is the day that I'm not the most punctual person, so it's like this dream has already started with
Wouldn't
me being
know that,
late.
Ruben and Connor.
Already started being late, but I rock up to some other church really late, and as I'm coming in, they're playing one of the Made Creative Worship songs, and I'm like, I'm so glad, I'm so blessed also to be able to be a vessel that's brought this opportunity for others to worship and use the song. And I like in my like dream, I'm always like fighting back tears. I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed at the moment. So
I think I think it's also going to be cool. Maybe for you, it'll be really cool when this happens, like hearing one of the songs on like the radio as well.
That would be. I can't. One of the things I can't wait to do is actually use the songs from the album as house music before a church service.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Oh, that's gonna be sick. Yeah, far out. Oh man,
Getting
so many
excited
good
thinking about
things. We're adding the music up so churches can take it as well. So the music will be available, written up
Yeah,
free.
that's right.
Like we're going through that process as well. Obviously, Ruben's tutorials. They're not like the most viewed on the channel. They're investment into the future, really. Yeah. They're our biggest investment into the future. So, that's...
And they're all really helpful.
Yeah.
Like Ruben and I sat down, we walked through the song, figured everything out. We tried to simplify it a bit. So it's like, there's some like tiny little hammer-ons and accenting certain notes that it's just...
Probably better if we just...
it's probably better if we just make it simple, like just like super, super simple, strip it back and make it so people can play the song. I mean, this like... The fact of the matter is it's not that different from how I play it anyway. It's pretty limited, so yeah.
Okay. Well, we've been talking for like an hour.
Yeah.
So and I can keep talking, but I think we should probably wrap it up there for now.
We'll wrap it up here. Yeah.
Because we've got other things to do. So
I've got an album to mix.
Yeah. So you can find in the bottom of the screen, because Sam's going to learn how to edit this way, because he's awesome. Our Instagram is Made Creative Worship.
Are you going to put it there?
I hope so.
You're going to put it there? Okay, yeah. Okay,
I'm
sweet.
just terrified.
Oh, look, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
It's right there.
Our YouTube is Made Creative.
Yeah, a little circle there, yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to have the YouTube icon. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And our Facebook is also Made Creative.
Where's the Facebook link?
Can I put it? I'm going to put it on Ruben's face. Oh, I'm so scared.
You got it. You filled. Yeah. You got
If
big
you
shoes
don't
to
get
fill
this,
now.
I'm going to be disappointed.
Whether you
Come
do
on.
this or not, it needs to be in the podcast.
But yeah, follow our social media if you want to find out what's going on. Obviously, like we'll have things up about the album launch on there, and obviously on the channel. It's not long till we announce when the album's coming out. So, but that's you have now had 11 months of songs that will be on the album. Well, technically 10 months. The Christmas song doesn't count, but you have heard the acoustic tracks for all of the album.
Yeah, that's right.
So from whatever we do onwards, the album it now comes out really soon, and we're really excited about it. So if
Very
you have
excited,
watched any of our videos, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun doing this for almost a year.
Actually, I just want to do a little challenge for anyone or anyone else / everyone that's watching. Put your favorite song in the comments. We want to know, because I think I know what it's going to be, but I'm not going to say just in case I'm wrong. But put your favorite song in the comments, and then we will discover which one is our fan favorite.
Then we can use it as a single.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we can use it as a single and we can release it early. So if you want to hear one of the songs as a full band early, put it in the comments, and then maybe, just maybe, that'll be the one that gets chosen.
Yeah. And if not, I know the song that we're going to release early.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've been watching,
Yeah.
It's been a blast doing this for as long as we have been doing it. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's
You
been
know,
awesome.
It's
All right.
been a joy. So thanks for watching, everyone. Have an awesome week. Be blessed.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.